Hello, everyone. Welcome to Durrett's Take. It's good to be back. Sometimes when I take a break, it's because I don't really have much to talk about. Because unlike other sports shows and stuff, I really don't like repeating certain topics a lot. Like, like for example, if I talk about like the Russell Wilson situation, it's like I'm just going to talk about it once, and then that's it for a while. As something big develops, type of thing, instead of talking about it every single day. Anyway, so let's get started. Something that happened a week, even maybe 2 weeks ago, but I haven't talked about so far is what Richard Sherman said, and he said that he believes he has 2 more years, and then that he will retire after that, and that he's obviously leaving the free agency from 49ers. So I got to thinking, okay, what are my top five destination list that I love to do? I was like, okay, what would be his best top five destinations to be in Super Bowl contention? Um, the first option, Kansas City. As we saw, the Chiefs' corners got worked in that Super Bowl. And that's been kind of the weakest link on the defense for a long time. But it's like they could definitely use upgraded veteran leader. And then if you got him along with the Honey Badger, then that would be a pretty good secondary. Now, Richard Sherman would have to take a pay cut, maybe even the veteran minimum. But besides the Bucks, like this would be his best chance to win the Super Bowl right here. Another option is Green Bay. We know that the cornerback of King that got torched against the Bucks in the playoff game. We know he's out the window, so Sherman could come in, replace him, and be on a team that was already in Super Bowl contention and be a leader for that defense. That the defense is good, but needs to get better. Three would be Cleveland. We know that the Browns need better corners and a better secondary in general. So maybe Sherman thinks that Cleveland will take the next step forward as a team, and that he maybe wants to be a part of that group that could maybe even get to the AFC title game. I could see that working. Four would be the New York Jets. Now I know they're not immediate Super Bowl contention, but you've heard it. He loves Robert Saleh, the new head coach. Richard. He loved playing for him, and he thinks free agents will even flock to go play for Saleh in the near future. So with all the cap space and picks, I feel like he maybe want a part of that rebuild to help them get in the play, at least in playoff contention. And last but not least, again, maybe a little bit biased here, but Dallas. I mean, Dallas definitely needs secondary. Like, no one's even, a non-fan's going to dispute that. They need good secondary players. Now, if he comes there and helps that secondary, it's not necessarily going to elevate the Cowboys' Super Bowl contention like the Green Bay Packers, the Kansas City Chiefs options would. But it's going to make the team a whole lot better, especially if the Cowboys have good free agency in the draft and they keep Dak. So, and also being in the easiest division. Now this is a one price here. Also in the easiest division. So Sherman's obviously not getting younger, so he will look more like a Pro Bowl. He look more fresh and good, going against the easier competition in the East, versus if he were like an AFC West or something like that. Also, I think both Arizona and Las Vegas desperately need him and could be good options. Specific, but again, they're they're kind of like Dallas. Like, yeah, with them they might make playoffs, but I mean nothing more. So plus Arizona would be in a very tough division, and Las Vegas would be a tough division because you have to go against Mahomes twice and Herbert twice. I thought about Pittsburgh and New Orleans, but they got cap issue. They got cap issues for one, and then just other issues to worry about in general. Also, if Sherman and Pete Carroll can mend offenses, I think that should be heavily considered right there, but I doubt that can happen. So there you have it. So to repeat, I got Kansas City is my top option, Green Bay is my second option, Cleveland is my third option, the New York Jets is my fourth option, and Cowboys is my fifth option. So now transitioning into basketball. So as we get to that time where it's closer to the trade deadline in the NBA, it's been announced recently that two players are going to get traded. The Cavs center Andre Drummond and Pistons forward Blake Griffin. Let's get started with Andre Drummond first. I can't say this is a surprise since they traded for Jarrett Allen back in November, and I said that when that happened that they were going to have to trade Drummond in order for that trade to even make sense since they had multiple centers on the team. I look smart now that they're doing it. But now I'm going to go ahead and do my famous top 5 list. So the top option I think Drummond could get traded, and this one's actually being rumored the most, so it's not far off, is the Toronto Raptors. It makes the most sense. Toronto does have Boucher coming off the bench as a good big man, but it's like they don't have that bona fide big man that they can start and rely on, like a Serge Ibaka or a Marc Gasol like they've had in the past couple of years. So they could definitely need Drummond, and he can give them more of a scoring lift to take the pressure off of Fred VanVleet or Kyle Lowry or Siakam. Now I'm not sure what you trade here. You don't have. I know Fred VanVleet's off the table, and you don't have to worry about Kyle Lowry being on the table because the Cavs have Sexton. So I mean, you might try to trade OJ Anunoby and maybe a pick for Gasol. I feel like Anunoby's a decent player, but that'd be a fair enough trade. I feel like that would make the Raptors go from okay, you're making the playoffs, and okay, now maybe you can get back to the second round. The second option is the Dallas Mavericks. Remember how I've been saying that Dallas needs to make a trade because it's presently constructed, it's not going to work. Well, Drummond could be a missing piece here. In fact, as a Mavs fan, I prefer trading for Drummond over Blake Griffin if I had to pick between the two. So the Mavs can give away Dwight Powell, Willie Cauley-Stein, and a pick, and bam, that should be enough. If not, then you could throw in like a Dorian Finney-Smith or something like that. But and I feel like it'd be great for the Mavs. This way, also, Kristaps Porzingis, he doesn't have to be relied on as much in the post to score because then Drummond can come in and be effective, whether that's Porzingis and Drummond playing together or playing mostly separate. But again, I still prefer the Mavs trade for Bradley Beal if he's available, or Zach LaVine or something like that. But if they can't get their hands on those type of players, then Drummond's a good deal. 3, you got Brooklyn. I heard the Nets are actually considering going after Drummond, and from their perspective, it makes total sense. He's an upgrade over DeAndre Jordan, but the Nets have nothing to give or return. That's the only problem that I see here. The Cavs are going to want Jordan, and then the Nets have no first rounders for a while, so I don't think the Cavs want a 2032 first rounder pick. So I think the only option here is to trade Joe Harris in a second round pick or Spencer Dinwiddie if the Cavs feel he'll recover well in a second round pick. Now, those are two key pieces to already a lack of depth type of team, but if Drummond can help out defensively in the paint while also making an offense that much harder to stop, then I think it's worth it. Especially since the Nets clearly showing they're going all in for the next 2 years, 3 years. 4, you got Boston. So besides the bench not being solid, the one thing the Celtics have a disadvantage of, and it's one of the main reasons for their underachieving, is the center position. I like they got Tristan Thompson in free agency, but at this point he's a backup center. Daniel Tice is nice and could shoot better from the perimeter than most centers, including Drummond, but I feel like he's actually more of a forward inside the center's body. So meaning against big guys like Rudy Gobert, Joel Embiid, the Joker, it's an easy mismatch. And he's not that good of a defender also. So adding Drummond and trading Tice and one of their bench players like a Grant Williams or something, I feel like can benefit both teams there. It would make the Celtics. Right now, the Celtics are not on the Nets, 76ers, or even the Bucks level right now. But if that trade can happen, then they can get on their level, make things interesting. And last but not least, 5, I got Golden State. So let's face it, it's Steph and everyone else right now. They could definitely use Drummond, and I wouldn't trade Wiseman for him though. Like I would trade Jaymer Green as a second rounder, or if not Green, then maybe you could if you feel like moving off Andrew Wiggins, then you can do that. So that way they can make the playoffs this year for sure, and then help their horrible defense, and then that way going into next season when Clay comes back out, you have a nice big 3 there. So now moving on, I'll do now Blake Griffin, and what Blake Griffin's a little bit interesting because the team's perfectly fine if they can't find a trading partner. They're perfectly fine with him buying him out, releasing him, so he can do it through free agency, and that changes things as far as destination goes. Free agency. But anyways, so my first option here is the Denver Nuggets. Think about Paul Millsap at this point in his career is just a contributor. Now he once was. Denver also lost on Jeremy Grant and Torrey Craig in free agency, and also Mason Plumlee, but mainly I'm talking about Grant and Craig in free agency. which is a big reason why they made the Western Conference Finals last year, and the reason why they're not the same this year. So while Griffin can't replace both, especially defensively, he can at least give some scoring production there to help ease the burden off Murray and the Joker and Michael Porter Jr. Now, I feel like Denver may have to give up a first rounder to get him, but I feel like that's worth it for Denver who's trying to win right now. Second, you got Phoenix. This one makes total sense in my opinion. You get out of that cold city in Troy, you go to a warm weather location here, and it's closer to California, which I know he likes. Now, I'm not sure if Griffin would actually start in this scenario. I think in this scenario, he have to come off the bench and be kind of like a six-man, if you will. Because while Phoenix is good, they definitely like some depth on the bench. So Griffin could come in and he could reunite with CP3, assuming if they can be tight, and help make Phoenix an actual contender. Now, Phoenix, again, doesn't have too many trade assets, so they'll most likely be a first rounder or a pick or something, or even 2 second rounders or whatever, but they can land them great. Third, again, you got Toronto. I know the location is ideal here, and Griffin may have to play the 5 instead of a 4, which is more of his strong suit, but again, Raptors are good defensively. They need more front court scoring, and that's what Griffin could do. If they don't get Drummond, then I would pursue. If they don't get Drummond, then I would pursue Griffin hard, and then offer a similar package, like I suggested for RJ Drummond earlier. For Golden State, again, basically the same reasons why they should go after Drummond is why they should go after Griffin, and I would offer a similar package as well. I know they need more front court scoring to take up the load off Steph, but plus being back in Cali here would be a big plus. And I know that is not all players, but I think for Griffin specifically, I feel like being in California would matter for him. And then 5, I'm going to go with Indiana. I know this is not the sexy destination, but after a good start, the Pacers are realizing that until LeVert gets healthy, and that's assuming he gets underset, that Brogdon, Sabonis, and Turner's not enough to compete with Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. So Griffin lands here gives it more of a scoring threat and a puncher's chance of competing. Now, I'm not sure what you offer because the Turner-Griffin swap doesn't make sense. They're possibly picks, but it can work. So that's it for today. Please subscribe to my channel, share about me. Thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.